What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got most valid crash outs in animated movies by Ferb. Shout out Ferb. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you like this type of content. Now we're gonna be seeing what is the most valid crash outs in animated movies. So obviously he's gonna be talking about like the Disney movies, just younger audience targeted movies, I guess. So without further ado, Mr. Grab your popcorn. And let's see. Right.
Some characters are accused of going too far, but sometimes it's just them hitting their limit. These are the most valid crash outs in animated movies, starting with Mr. Wolf from The Bad Guys, the moment he snaps on Marmalade and goes full feral.
My little piggy.
I have not seen this movie. Some of the movies I haven't seen, bro, so I'll just like, you know, watch and see what he says about it. But one thing that I do know is that as you grow up, chat, you do realize like when you're a kid, you watch movies and you just get mad at the villain just because that's the normal thing to do, right? Like, let's just be honest, we all do. But as you grow up, you kind of realize that some villains low-key have a reason to feeling the way they do, you know, especially when they introduce a backstory, things that led them into being the person they are. But most of the lessons that you learn is that obviously you get to choose what type of person you want to be depending on what happens in life and stuff. And sometimes that can make you into a villain if you let things go too far. So that's usually the lesson they try to say. But sometimes it's really valid, and like as we grow up, we're like, damn, like I feel the same way. But some of these motherfuckers just straight evil. So let's see.
Marmalade and goes full feral.
My little piggy.
You little pouchy cheeks I'll kill you.
God dang.
This one hits different when you realize what Wolf was actually trying to do. Wolf wasn't faking being good. He genuinely wanted to change. For the first time in his life, he thought maybe he didn't have to be the villain everyone expected him to be. He believed in it. He trusted Marmalade. He put everything on the line because he truly thought someone finally saw him as more than just the big bad wolf. And Marmalade didn't just betray him, he humiliated him. Wolf's entire arc is about fighting the assumption that he's a villain. Society sees a wolf and immediately sees a criminal. It doesn't matter what he does. And for once,
Yeah, man, it's not only relatable to wolves, but it's relatable to, you know, certain human beings on the earth too, bro. You know what I mean? You know, you got a darker skin complexion, definitely get associated with certain things. So I understand this, bro. Even from a personal perspective, people will literally look at you different or assume things about you, assume that you're probably dumb or you're a thief or something weird, you know, just because of the complexity of your skin, or even just maybe your personality and stuff, or just where you're from or the religions that you follow or whatever. You know, there's certain stigmas. I definitely understand the crash out perspective where it's like, damn, like I really want people to see who I am for real. And when you don't really get that and people still treat you in that way, no matter how hard you maybe try to defeat that stigma or just, you know, just being yourself, and people don't understand that, I can understand the frustration that comes with that, you know. But another thing you just got to kind of realize is that, you know, people are just stupid. They're not open-minded and stuff. And, you know, not everybody's going to like you and stuff. And you just got to be okay with that, you know. People are going to make their assumptions, but you got to be okay with that. As long as you just being yourself, that's all that matters. But I understand the frustration, bro, especially with everything going on in the world today and how divisive, you know, people are and stuff, especially in my country and everything. Like, you know, it's definitely relatable, this type of thing.
what he does. And for once, he tried to prove them wrong. He did the right thing. He chose to be good. And that choice is exactly what Marmalade used to destroy him. Marmalade frames Wolf so perfectly that everyone instantly believes it. Of course they do.
Wow.
He's a big bad wolf. They were waiting for him to mess up. And the worst part is Marmalade isn't just evil. He's smug about it. He enjoys watching Wolf realize the truth. He enjoys watching him break. That's what pushes Wolf over the edge. Because it's one thing to be betrayed, it's another thing entirely to be betrayed by someone who takes pleasure in it. So when Wolf snaps and lunges at him, it's not just anger, it's years of being judged, years of trying to be better, and years of realizing the system was never gonna let him win, exploding all at once.
Damn,
Wolf's
bro.
crash out wasn't a relapse. It was the natural response to being punished for doing the right thing. Think about it. Your whole life, people judge you. They say you're dangerous, that you can't be trusted, and that you're a lost cause. Then someone comes along and makes you believe you can change, that you can be better than what everyone says. And then you find out the truth. They never believed in you. They framed you the whole time. They needed someone to blame, and they chose you because everyone would believe you were guilty.
Wow.
Come on.
This little ugly nutsack looking motherfucker did all this, bro. That's insane to think about. No wonder you crash. I'll be crashing out too if a little nutsack ass motherfucking animal frame me like this, bro. I'll crash the hell out. Oh, hell no. Yeah, this is definitely probably the most valid crash I've ever seen in the movie before. Because, dude, like, oh my gosh. He's just literally taking advantage of his feelings. He know that he already wants to prove himself in a different way, and then you kind of like sell him some dream and like, oh yeah, you could be good and everything, just, you know, follow what I do or do things that I say or whatever. And then at the end of the day, he frames you as the person that was supposed to believe you ends up being the person that just didn't believe you and just wanted to frame you the whole time, bro. Holy shit. Valid crash out.
If you were guilty. Come on, that's enough to make anyone lose it.
Facts.
Wolf didn't snap because he was evil. He snapped because he trusted the wrong person. And when betrayal hits someone who's already hurting, it gets a lot darker.
Facts.
Which brings us to someone who didn't just lose trust, he lost his entire family.
Baymax, destroy.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Because Hiro telling Baymax to destroy Callahan might be the most valid crash out in animated movie history.
Yep, definitely. This was a valid crash out. I watched Big Hero so many times, bro. I love this movie. I love everything about it. And yeah, he had every reason to crash out right here, dude. Like, he lost like pretty much everything to him. This was all that's left, bro. It's just rage.
And by valid, I mean genuinely, emotionally, psychologically, this kid had every reason to snap. Because let's be real, Hero's 14. 14. That's barely
14.
high school age. And by the time we reach that scene, he's already lost both his parents, watched his older brother die in a fire,
bro,
spent weeks drowning.
Like, this was a most traumatic thing ever, dude. Oh my God. This could literally make a grown man cry at the scene right here. Like, especially if you have siblings and stuff and just thinking about the possibility of something catastrophic happening like this. Oh my gosh.
Die in a fire.
Just literally just imagine, you know, everything just blows up. You kind of get knocked back, but you just know that your brother's gone, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, I don't even know how you function as a regular human being after this.
Weeks drowning in grief he doesn't know how to deal with, and then discovers the man responsible for all of it was someone they trusted. Someone Tadashi looked up to. Someone who watched Hiro's brother run into a burning building to save him.
Oh my gosh.
Let it happen. So yeah, when Hiro throws out Baymax's healthcare chip and tells him to destroy Callahan, that's not a villain arc. That's a breakdown. And honestly, you can't blame him. Hiro is just
Nah, hell no. They try to tell him to stop. I'd be like, keep going. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, when it comes to family and shit, bro, I know it's not the best to act in revenge and everything, but it's only so far you could push someone, you know what I'm saying? Literally taking someone's life, oh my gosh, and being responsible for it, and then once you finally get to act some type of revenge, it's very, very, very easy and super tempting to just want to get your own type of justice. And yes, it's not the right thing to do, obviously, the moral thing to do, but in this type of moments and stuff and all this emotion flowing through your head and just seeing the person that's responsible for shit, you're not gonna think about that. You not gonna think about that. Let's just be realistic here.
The kid, but he's carrying trauma most adults would struggle to handle. He loses his parents at a young age, so right from the start, he's dealing with the level of grief most people don't face until much later.
That's what I'm saying. He lost his parents and his brother. Like, bro, oh Lord, it's just like, how do you even expect this kid to act, bro? Like, honestly, like I said, I commend him for just being normal, bro. Just being a normal kid and doing things and trying to be good with this robot and everything. It's just being a genuinely good person overall. Like, how do you do that going through all this shit too?
Then Tadashi dies, and Tadashi isn't just his brother, he's his best friend, his role model, his entire support system. He's
was his homie, bro.
In Hiro. So when Hiro realizes someone is misusing his microbots, he finally has a purpose again to uncover the truth behind the accident. Except when he gets those answers, it's far worse than he imagined, because the person behind it all isn't some random villain. It's Callahan, Professor Callahan, the man Tadashi admired.
That shit pissed me off so much. Oh my God, this is taking me. I haven't watched Big Hero in a minute, but every time just seeing this nigga's face in that match just pisses me off so much, bro.
The mentor who inspired him, the person Tadashi ran into a burning building to save. So when Hiro learns the truth, that betrayal hits different. Tadashi didn't die in a random accident. He died saving the man who caused the fire, the man who staged the entire thing to fake his own death and steal Hiro's invention. That means Tadashi's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a waste. He died for someone who didn't deserve it in the first place. But what really makes Hiro snap isn't just discovering Callahan is alive. It's what Callahan says when Hiro confronts him.
Went in there to save you.
That was his mistake.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. All bets are off, nigga. All bets are off. Hell no, bro. yeah, hit that kill switch, my nigga. Yo, Baymax. Baymax, make him lay flat forever. Yeah.
This man shows zero guilt, zero remorse.
Zero remorse.
Like Tadashi's life didn't matter. Like his sacrifice meant nothing. And when Callahan dismisses Tadashi like he was nothing, all the grief Hiro's been bottling up, all that pain, confusion, and rage has nowhere else to go. Sure, Callahan lost his daughter, that's tragic, but using that loss as an excuse to put an entire city in danger and to dismiss the life of a kid who died trying to save you, that's not grief, that's cruelty. And that's
what I'm saying from that perspective. You know, obviously he lost somebody, so he feels like, oh, I lost somebody, so you should be okay with it too. Or anybody else that loses somebody in my terror that I'm causing should be okay too. And that's where people get it wrong, bro. Like, no, you can't just make everybody fucking suffer for something that you've been through, bro. Like, that's literally not fair at all.
That's cruelty. And that's what makes Hiro's rage feel less like a loss of control and more like the only reasonable response. Because if anyone in animated movie history deserved a crash out, it was Hiro, a 14-year-old orphan with unprocessed trauma, a stolen invention, a dead brother, and a villain who looked him in the eye and said it didn't matter. Yeah, valid reason. And
like all those reasons that he just said right now, bro. Not only he lost his parents, not only he lost his brother, but then he finds out that one of his mentors, somebody he looked up to, was a direct reason why his brother had died, because he staged the whole fucking fire thing just to test the thing to make sure it fucking protected him, not knowing directly that, you know, his brother was gonna go and try to save him. And then on top of that, we find out he used your invention to do that in the first place. So it's like you feel kind of like it's your fault a little bit. And then on top of that, you go in and confront him and he's like, man, fuck your brother. He should have went, bro. Yo. Oh my gosh, literally anybody in the situation would crash out, bro. Like way worse.
Yeah, valid reason. And do you know what else is valid?
You were this close to losing your...
Oh yeah, I think I remember this.
Bob throwing his boss through a wall because he had it coming. Bob's entire identity was taken from him. Being a superhero wasn't just a job, it was who he was. Saving people gave his life meaning. And then the world made it illegal. Imagine being the best at something you were born to do, and then society just bans it and tells you to figure something else out with your life. That's Bob's life after the superhero.
Oh my gosh. That's true, bro. That's kind of like, you know, how I do YouTube and stuff. If YouTube just randomly fucking got banned, like, and that's just it, you know, like there's no other way to do it, you know, like that would be catastrophic. That would be super sad for me and for many other creators. Imagine like Mr. Beast or something, like literally whole identity, whole businesses, everything just function on YouTube. It just gets taken away in like one day, just like this. Yeah, anybody would get super depressed off of that. So I can understand his emotional withdrawals right now.
A relocation program. So instead of saving lives, he's stuck working in an insurance company, which is already depressing. But it's not just insurance. It's a system designed to deny people help. His job is to find reasons not to cover claims, to actively screw over vulnerable people. He goes from pulling...
Yep. I mean, that's fucking America for you, the healthcare system. They try to find any reason to not give people healthcare or make it super unaffordable and all this shit.
People out of burning buildings to telling them their medical bills won't be covered. And Bob tries to make it work. He even risks his job to help that old lady navigate the system so she doesn't lose everything. Because deep down, he's still a hero. He can't turn it off. But his boss is the total opposite. His boss represents everything wrong with the system. He's not just enforcing policy. He's cruel about it. He pressures Bob to follow procedures that hurt people instead of helping them.
Yeah,
then
I remember this now.
Point. Bob sees a man getting mugged right outside the window. His instincts kick in. He's halfway out of his chair. And his boss tells him to sit down. Don't intervene. Don't help. Just let...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not letting this little ass, ugly ass motherfucker tell me what to do, bro. Like, you see where he's at right now, right by that window, boy? He's gonna be flying out that window talking about... And we gonna hear splat. That's what we gonna do.
That moment breaks him because it proves the world doesn't just want him to stop being a hero. It wants him to stop caring. So when his boss threatens to fire him for caring too much...
Stop right now or you're fired!
Bob snaps. 15 years of suppressed strength, suppressed purpose, suppressed identity. All of it comes out in one throw. And honestly, he's lucky Bob only threw him through a wall and not out the window.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, he spared his life so crazy right now.
Speaking of luck, May from Turning Red hasn't had much of it ever since she discovers she can transform into a red panda whenever she loses control of her emotions. And
this
her
is a pretty good movie.
At Tyler's birthday party.
And your creepy temple, you freak!
Oh my god. God damn.
A direct result of that. I'm not saying turning into a giant red panda and terrorizing a kid at his own birthday party is the ideal response. But
it's just a mascot, bro. It's just a costume. It's Halloween.
Let's actually break down what led to that moment. Tyler wasn't just teasing her. He directly insults her family and her heritage, and that's intentional.
Wow.
That's meant to hurt. And let's not forget, he's been a bully the entire movie. He
Yo, these type of kids fucking suck, bro. And they get this type of behavior directly from their parents. Like, their parents are bullies. They probably talk about people all day, talk about their own family members and shit, just straight gossiping and shit. Like kids don't just pick up on this shit on their own, bro. Especially at a young age like this. I mean, I'm assuming they're no more than fucking 10 years old or some bullshit like that. So they definitely pick these habits up from their parents, bro. In terms of just talking shit, talking down on someone, being a bully and all that. That's literally learned from home.
Entire movie.
So you get mad at the kid, but it's really the parents that you should get mad at. Like, they fucking up.
Mocks May, embarrasses her in class, and makes fun of her at every opportunity. He's not some innocent kid. He literally blackmails her into showing up to his birthday party as the panda, holding the fact that he didn't tell her mom about the concert money she's raising at school. By the time May finds out the concert is on the same night as a family ritual her mom has been planning, she's already emotionally maxed out. Imagine being a teenager with an uncontrollable ability to turn into a giant red panda, juggling your mom's expectations, your friends' plans, and a full-on identity crisis while working nonstop to raise money for a concert. Then you're forced to attend the birthday party of the kid you hate most, only to realize the entire plan you and your friends work toward is about to fall apart. And on top of all that, the same bully decides to mock your family in front of a crowd. Yeah, I do more than what she did. So
yeah, I'll probably bite this nigga head off, bro. He lucky she didn't crush out fully right now. But yeah, I mean, basically this is just a prime example of being completely stressed, and especially as a teenager, bro. Like, you definitely don't need to be being this stressed and having so much expectations for yourself from people around you and everything. Especially your body's going through the hormones you go through, especially as a woman, as a girl, growing into your body and everything, and like all that stuff together is way too much emotion. And then especially when you have these type of emotions, you literally turn into a freaking beast. So yeah, all this mixed together was not a great outcome.
What she did. So when May attacks Tyler after he insults her family, yes, it's extreme, but it's also the result of constant pressure piling up all at once. He doesn't just insult May, he insults her mom, her culture, her heritage. That's a direct attack on something deeply personal.
Yeah, once you start attacking family and shit and start attacking heritage and all that, you crossing a line you can't come back from, boy. You crossing a line you cannot come back for, and you cannot blame anybody for how they react. Like, no matter what it is.
She was pushed past her limit. Honestly, you can't blame her for crashing out. If you actually watch the buildup, May's reaction makes complete sense. She's a kid under pressure from every direction. Her mom expects perfection. Her friends expect loyalty. She expects herself to have everything figured out. And every intense emotion literally turns her into a giant animal. That's a lot. So
That's
when
a lot,
Tyler,
bro.
who's been targeting her for weeks, decides to insult her family in public, yeah, she lost it. And the one who really lost it was Woody.
Yeah, but that's a, like I said, prime example of how pressure and stress can literally take over your whole body, your whole thinking, and make you do things that might feel irrational, but at the same time, your feelings are valid though. It's just what you do with the feelings that kind of could put you in, complex situations. And in this case, you crash out, you probably beat up, thank gosh you didn't kill him or something, because then that could have been a lot worse, but that could possibly happen. And it's not just with teenagers and stuff. With teenagers, I feel like it's more possible to get crushed by stress a lot faster than adults can. But even as an adult, bro, pressure, stress, and everything that still builds up, and you try to hold it all in and stuff. Like I'm a prime example. I've done that before, where I just hold things in and go through things that I'm going through, and sometimes it kind of comes out, and I break, and probably get super emotional or whatever, more than I would be normally, or just do stupid stuff that I wouldn't do otherwise. And I mean, everybody fucks up. I feel like everybody has those moments where your emotions get the best of you, because you kind of bottle everything up and just let the stress get to you. So this is definitely relatable, and I like this movie because of that.
Lost it. And the one who really lost it was Woody.
My Woody?
His meltdown at the gas station might be one of the most emotionally justified breakdowns.
I'm sorry, whenever I see Toy Story, I just think of that stupid ass meme, bro. We're like Buzz is just stroking Woody.
One of the most emotionally justified breakdowns in animated movie history. When you really look at what led to this moment, it's clear Woody doesn't snap at Buzz just because he's the new favorite toy, although that is part of it. He breaks because he's overwhelmed by jealousy, fear, and desperation right in the middle of an identity crisis. Think about it. For years, Woody has been Andy's favorite. That isn't just a perk, it's his entire sense of self. It gives him value and purpose. He's the leader of the toys, the one Andy loves most, the one who gets to sleep on the bed. So when Buzz shows up and takes that away, Woody doesn't just feel replaced. He feels like he no longer matters. Meanwhile, Buzz is living in a complete alternate reality. He genuinely believes he's a real space ranger on a mission to save the galaxy. He's delusional and everyone else is just entertained by it. Woody sees this clearly. And yeah, Woody shouldn't have tried to knock Buzz behind the desk, but when Buzz gets knocked out the window, it makes everything worse.
Gosh.
To the other toys, Woody doesn't just look jealous, he looks guilty. They think he did it on purpose. Everything falls apart at once. And on top of all that, Woody still has to go find Buzz to prove his innocence. By the time they reach the gas station, Woody has been running on pure stress and anxiety for almost an entire day. He's been accused of murder by his friends, he's been separated from Andy, and now he's stuck with the one toy who caused all of this. And Buzz isn't helping.
Because
Just crashes out.
security of this entire universe is in jeopardy. What?
He truly believes he's a real space ranger. He doesn't even know he's a toy. He's not pretending for fun.
I can understand how this is so stressful for Woody because, you know, as we go back to the beginning, Andy, you know, had him as his favorite toy the whole time. And then Buzz kind of comes in and replaces that favoritism thing. And then on top of that, Buzz, he's just so stuck up on fucking saving the universe and being the savior for everybody around and being a space ranger, going to space itself. And like, he's not even really understanding the concept of maybe why Woody's so mad. He's just focused on his objective, and that's just it. Like, there's nothing else going on in this Buzz Lightyear head but just being Buzz Lightyear. And then obviously that comes off as insensitive to Woody because he's trying to explain things, but like Buzz is just still on the whole savior thing. Like, he doesn't even know what the fuck is going on. He just wants to save the world. That doesn't need saving, by the way. So then, you know, I can understand Woody's crash out because now all his friends are assuming that he basically tried to kill Buzz because they can all see that he was being jealous of him. And then now, yeah, he's crashing out.
A toy. He's not pretending for fun. He's delusional, and that delusion is actively dangerous. Buzz refuses to accept reality, even when it's obvious they need to work together to get back to Andy. So when Woody finally snaps, that moment isn't just anger, it's desperation. Woody tried patience, he tried explaining, he tried logic. None of it worked because Buzz was too deep in his fantasy to see how bad things really were.
You see?
Woody is trying to
that's
save
all he thinks
both
about.
of them. He knows they're running out of time, and Buzz's denial is the only thing standing in their way. Woody's crash out wasn't just valid, it was necessary. It was about survival. And honestly, Buzz needed to hear it.
He did, but like I said, Buzz's mind frame, he literally wired or whatever the fuck is in that toy head to just think that way, and that's it. Like, I feel like he doesn't have the necessary components and brain cells to like realize that they need to work together. They need to, you know, put differences aside or put his mission aside so that he can work with Woody and they can get back home and everything. Like, he's just so stuck on that. But yeah, that was a valid crash out because Woody just wants to get home at this point. He wants to save themselves and get back to, you know, Andy. So yeah, valid. All these crash outs are definitely valid, bro. I definitely don't agree. I definitely don't not agree with any of them. But the biggest one, yeah, this Big Hero 6, damn. That one's valid. Oh, and the Wolf one too. The Wolf one, I haven't seen that movie personally. Yeah, that might be the most valid though. Like, and we're talking about emotions and stuff. But yeah, Big Hero 6 and this Wolf one was definitely the most emotional out of all of them. What do you think is the most crazy crash out that was completely worth it though, chat? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.